Is it on or not? Yeah, I think so. It is on. Yeah, here I can see it. Okay, so see, I'm a newbie in GoLang and I want to learn it. So I haven't been able to get a push. So the reason I'm starting a YouTube channel is so that I can remain consistent. And if someone else is trying to learn Golang, what he or she can do is that he can also see me like getting stuck at places, and he can see what mistakes which I'm making, and they can avoid it. So that's the only reason. I'm not an expert in Golang. I'm a newbie in it, and the reasons I'm learning Golang is because there are a lot of open source projects which are written in Golang. There are lots of articles in Golang which basically teaches you advanced stuff. I mean, I have a list of various repositories which are very much interesting. Which, if someone is knowledgeable in Golang, he can go and explore those. Okay, and also right now many companies are building their backend services in Golang because it is fast, it is easy to deploy, it is easy to compile, and it is not object oriented programming, which means that it's kind of like JavaScript, because in JavaScript also you write functions and store them in a file in a package based system, and the same thing is in Golang, although the structure is kind of close to C. So basically you get two advantages in Golang. You get the speed close to C, and you get the syntax which is similar to Python or JavaScript. Okay, so I have studied basics about Golang before. I mean, I've tried to learn it since 1 year, but I haven't been able to make a good progress. And yeah, so as I progress through the course, I mean, it's not a course, I hope that in the next 6 months I'm able to, you know, create a lot of videos, and I hope I learn a lot of Golang. Okay, so whenever you guys are trying to learn a new language, so what happens is that you try to write hello world. Okay, so what I will do is I will go to Go Playground. Actually, I should use a different browser so that you guys cannot see my history. Okay. Yeah, so this is a channel I've created. So the name is Go and Rust because I also want to learn Rust actually. Yeah, so Go Playground. And I'm following one sheet. Okay, so if you guys know about Striver, he's an amazing programmer. He's candidate master at Code Forces, and what he has done is that he has created his website, and it's a lot of comprehensive topics are there. So what I will do is that yeah, this is the Striver's A2Z DSA course sheet, and yeah, I will go through it. And yeah, so things to know in C++, Java, Python, or any language. So yeah, let's start with the first one. So in between I will also be using ChatGPT. Okay, because I don't want to waste time looking into the books like how the input is being taken. Okay, so I will add the link in the description. Okay, so the generic skeleton of a C++ program. Okay, so here he has basically mentioned a skeleton, like how the C++ typical program looks like. So here he hasn't added. Okay, forget C++, it's about Golang. So how the basic structure looks in Golang, let's see that. Yeah, so in the Go Playground, the basic structure is already mentioned. Okay, and yeah, let me just change it. Hello cat. So see, whenever you want to execute a program, the package should be main. It cannot be anything else, because the main package is the entry point which Golang try to find out whenever you want to execute a program. Otherwise it will just be a library, and that library needs to be imported into some other package, but that package should also be main. Okay, without main package you cannot execute a program. And within the main package, the GoLang needs a main function. So it is a keyword of GoLang, and it tries to find out this function, and whatever written here is, it tries to execute. So remember that in GoLang there are two entry points. First should be the package should be main. The second thing is the function should be main. If you guys are coming from the Java background, then in Java that's not the case. You can have multiple main functions in a Java project, and whenever you are creating a main function, it should just be public static void main string arguments, that's all. That will become the entry point and you can execute it. But in GoLang this thing is important, and in I think in one project you can actually that I will see how many main functions you can have in one project. Okay. uh, and also I will be using GoLand. Okay, so GoLand is basically an IDE. Here you can see. So yeah, I also get a lecture, GoLang YouTube lectures. Okay, I will try to use this also, but GoLand is basically, it's a paid version. Okay, enough of talk. So just let's execute it first. Okay, is it going executed? Okay, here it is. Hello cat. So yeah, so that's how you define a function. So if you guys don't know what function is, if you're coming from completely no coding background, so function is like a unit of task. Okay, you define those tasks in some kind of bodies, and those bodies are called function. And how do you define function? This is the syntax. Let me write it here. So first you have to use the keyword function, then the function name, then you have to add these brackets where you can add some parameters. Okay, and here rest of the code goes. Okay, but honestly saying, I mean, before learning GoLang you should have a knowledge of some other programming languages like C, Python or C++, because GoLang is beginner friendly, but this course is not beginner friendly. Okay. Yeah, so that's the thing. Function main fmt dot println hello cat. Okay, so let's go back to the driver thing. Okay, your output with C output. So that's how you give output to the console using fmt package import fmt dot println. So println is a function inside this package. So this fmt is also like a package, just like here main is the package. Okay, and println is a function defined in that package. Now one thing is that you can see here that p is capital. So whenever you're creating a package, if you want a function present inside that package to be accessible from some other package, you have to define them using capital letters. So that's why the p is capital here. It cannot be like this, because then it will be not be accessible. So that's the convention restricted by the GoLang. Okay, and so inside this function you have given the string argument. So string are basically the sentences which you want to print. So here I have print hello cat. Now again, if you're not from the coding background, still this will not work. See, it is showing error because string must always be enclosed in double quotes. Okay, let's scroll below. So here he has added multiple sentences. The same thing can be done in Go also. Hello gato. So gato is cat in Spanish. Let's run it, and hello cat, hello gato. Also you can see that it is very quick because GoLang compilers are very fast when they try to compile a Go program. That's the main feature of Go actually. And okay, so let's see what he has done here. You can use a new line character. Okay, so what we can do is that instead of adding two sentences here, fmt.println, to print two sentences at different line, like line 1 and line 2. What I can do is that instead of that I can add this character, new line. So after this, what you can do, you can simply write this string here and run it, and it will work as same. So this new line character is present in Go also. It is present in, I think, all of the languages. I am aware of R, Python, GoLang, Java, C, C++, Scala also. So this character is present in many of the languages. I'm speaking a lot actually. Okay. Now what he has done here, as you can see, the new line character inserts a line break. Okay, whatever, this thing is not important. Okay, he has just added one more space there that we can also do. I mean, just add one more. Okay, let's add one more also and run it. Yeah, using namespace, so this thing is not present in Go, so it's useless for us. Taking user input using C in. Now how do we take input from console? So as you can see that here this thing is getting printed in console, right? I don't know whether I can access it or not. So what I will do is I will copy this and I will move it to my okay, wait a minute, lecture 1 hello world.go. Should I use it? No, I think I should not. Okay, let's do one thing. I can go to codechef.com/IDE. So I will add the link in the description. As you okay, select language, is Go available here? Okay, Go is available here, and so here I can add my input. Okay, now how do we take input? I think it is no, not here. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. First I will the program should ask for the name. Okay, then after the name has been entered, it should print the name entered. Okay, yeah. So how do you take input in GoLang? I think it is done using fmt.scanf, and now see, whenever you are taking an input, right, so that input should be stored in some container. Now how do you define container? Now if you're coming from a different programming language, so those containers are called variables. So here is how you define a variable. It is done using var keyword, and here I'm adding a, and then after that you have to add the type of that variable. So remember that GoLang is not a GoLang is not an interpreted language. It is a statically typed language, meaning it first compiles, and at the compilation, if there is some error in your code, which it can check at the compile time, it will throw it. So the type should always be mentioned. There is one exceptional case called type inference that I will cover after some time. Okay, so because I want to store a string as an input, I want to store a string coming from an input into a variable, I have to define it as string. Okay, now you can see that highlighting is being done. Now this fmt.scanf function. Okay, so here you have to mention like what input you are taking. So because I'm taking a string input, I have to mention %s. Okay, now I have to store it in my a variable, and I have to do like this. If I do as a, this will not work, because whatever input you are trying to added in your program, that input must be stored in the address of A. So that's why this address of operator is being added here. Okay, so these are basic syntax. You just have to practice it, cram it up. uh, the confusion will go away if you guys are confused. Okay, now what I will do is that I have to print this. Okay, so I can simply print it using println function %s. Okay, that should be printf, or I can also just forget it, just add just like this, fmt.println. Okay, where a string fmt.scanf println. Okay, so it will ask for, okay, so first the program should ask for the name. Okay, so I haven't print the prompt here, right? fmt dot println, please enter your name. I will add a new line operator so that the name is being asked at a new line, not at the same line. Okay, this is not required because if I'm using print line, it will yeah, now it should be fine. Let's see. Yeah, this will not work because I didn't. Okay, I made a mistake. Please enter your name. The name was blank. So here I should add no, not my real name. Okay, I will add Gato. Yeah, please enter your name, and it has print here, print line A, Gato. So this is not the same string. I can prove it. Okay. Yeah, the name entered was Gato. So that's how you take some basic input. Now if you want to take an input as, let's say, integer, so what I will do is I will change the type, and I can mark integer as int. So here it is also showing you. So 32, 64, int 8, int 16, these are basically the size of the data which you can store. So I hope that you guys are aware of 16 bits, 32 bits, 64 bits and all. Okay, so I will not cover those. So let's say I want to add int 64 as an input. So the range of int 64 is around 10 to the power of 18. Okay, so let me add a very long number. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. Let's see if it gets as an input or not. And this should not be %s, it should be %d now. Okay, so to take int as an input, it should be percentage of d. Let's see if it runs or not. If it is not running, the most probable cause is that the size is very huge and it is not being able to fit in those 64 bits. And it worked. Now let's say I add this thing also. Let's see if it works or not. It should not work. Yeah, it didn't work. It cannot take this much as an input. So see that's what I want to do. Okay, I want to basically make mistakes in front of you, and I want you guys to see that, because the mistakes which I'm making, you will get to know that these kind of mistakes you can also make if you're not aware of it, and you should try to avoid it. Okay, so I'm completely going dumb here. Okay, I'm not trying to be a teacher here, because for that For GoLang, I think you have to be a really pro to teach it. Okay. I will also share some, very famous Go programmers and their repositories. I've done a lot of research in very good projects of GoLang. Okay. Yeah. So now, if you want to take input as a float, so the same thing, float a. Now what I will do is I will just add a point here. Now in point also, I think the precision matters. Okay. So I will just remove this, and let's see if it works. No, it will not work because here I have to add %f. Now let's see if it runs or not. Mm, yeah, it worked. So I have taught you like how to basically print some output, and I have also taught you how to take some input. Okay. So that is for the first lecture, and I cannot upload huge videos actually. So yeah, I will see you in the next video. Okay. In the next video, I will try to cover these topics. What topics? Whatever is mentioned below actually. I don't think I need to do that. I will add these kind of codes. Okay, I will clone them in Go, and you can see how it works in that language. You will find a lot of similarities between GoLang, JavaScript, C++. Okay, pointers are also in GoLang, and they are not as complicated as they are in C++. Okay, okay, see you soon.